Hello everyone and welcome to the IT-KnowledgeBase YouTube channel, your ultimate destination for IT tutorials, troubleshooting guides, and in-depth tech insights. Whether you are an IT expert looking for advanced solutions or a beginner seeking to build a solid foundation in information technology, we have got you covered. Our channel offers step-by-step guides, review of the latest tech trends, and practical tips to help you stay ahead in the ever-changing IT landscape. Subscribe for regular updates and never miss out on essential IT knowledge. In today's video, we are diving deep into the world of networking, where we'll equip you with the essential skills to enhance your networking expertise. If you have ever wanted to master the intricacies of VLANs, DHCP, Inter-VLAN routing, and static routes, you are in the right place. Networking is the backbone of modern IT infrastructure, and understanding how to configure these critical components can set you apart in your career. We'll be using MikroTik, a powerful firewall and router, to demonstrate how to effectively manage and secure your network. In this video, we'll start by breaking down the concept of VLANs, Virtual Local Area Network, and how they can help you segment your network for improved performance and security. Next, we'll explore DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, and learn how to automate IP address assignment to VLANs, making network management a breeze. But that's not all. We'll also cover inter-VLAN routing, which allows communication between different VLANs, and we'll set up a static routes to ensure efficient data flows across your network. By the end of this video, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of these concepts and the practical skills to implement them using MikroTik router and firewall. So whether you are a networking novice looking to build a solid foundation or an experienced professional aiming to refine your skills, this video is tailored for you. Let's get started and take your networking skills to the next level. Okay, I'll give you a brief explanation of the present network scenario. The key components of this network illustrate the configuration of VLANs, DHCP, inter-VLAN routing, static routes, and the MikroTik firewall. This diagram serves as a visual representation of how these elements interact to create a robust and efficient network. Number 1 is VLANs, Virtual Local Area Network. At the core of our network design are the VLANs. Each VLAN is represented as a separate segment within the diagram, allowing us to logically group devices based on function, department, or security requirements. For example, we have a VLAN 1 is the default native VLAN, untagged traffic. I am using this port for my management PC in my IT department, and it is safe to connect to a switch port and gain access to my management network. VLAN 10, this is a separate segment for my department 1, and VLAN 20 for the department 2. And we also have a remote site for other group which is not on the VLAN but a separate network. By segmenting the network into VLANs, we enhance security and reduce broadcast traffic, ensuring that devices only communicate with those in the same VLANs unless routing is configured. We configure VLAN in our Cisco switch and then add those VLANs in the MikroTik firewall to create a separate interface and traffic. Number 2 is DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. We will create a DHCP in MikroTik router for separate VLAN interfaces responsible for dynamically assigning IP addresses to devices within each VLAN. This server simplifies network management by automatically providing devices with the necessary configuration settings, such as IP address, subnet mask, gateway, and DNS servers. Each VLAN will have its own DHCP scope, ensuring that devices receive IP addresses from the correct range. For instance, VLAN 10 using the range 10.10.10.100 to 200. And VLAN 20 is using the range 10.10.20.100 to 200. Number 3 is inter-VLAN routing. To enable communication between different VLANs, we have to configure inter-VLAN routing, which is typically handled by the MikroTik firewall. In this instance, you'll see that the MikroTik firewall device has interfaces assigned to each VLAN. This setup allows devices in one VLAN to communicate with devices in another VLAN while maintaining security policies. The MikroTik firewall maintains a routing table that directs traffic between VLANs, ensuring that data packets reach their intended destination. Number 4 is static routes. In addition to inter-VLAN routing, we may have a static routes configured within the MikroTik firewall. These routes are manually defined paths that direct traffic to specific network or devices outside the local VLAN. For example, if we have a remote office or a specific server that needs to be accessed, we can set up a static route to ensure that traffic is routed correctly. A static route might be configured to direct traffic destined for a remote network. In this example, 10.10.30.0/24 through a specific gateway. And number 5 is MikroTik Firewall. The MikroTik Firewall is a critical component of our network, providing security and management capabilities. In this illustration, you'll see it positioned at the network edge, where it controls incoming and outgoing internet traffic. We could also create firewall rules to allow or deny traffic between VLANs, ensuring that sensitive data is protected while still allowing necessary communication. In conclusion, this network diagram encapsulates the essential elements of a well-structured network using VLANs, DHCP, Inter-VLAN routing, and static routes with MikroTik Firewall. By understanding how these components interact, you can effectively manage and secure your network, ensuring optimal performance and reliability. Please note, in this video training, I have already completed Cisco switches related work. You may go and check out my previous video, which is worthwhile. I am assuming you have already performed all the switch related work. If you are not, then you must watch this video. Okay, so let's start creating and configuring our MikroTik router side essential work. Please note, there is no specific trunk mode setting in MikroTik Firewall. You just assign the VLAN to a NIC port and it's done. Then configure those VLANs interfaces as usual. Okay, so let's start creating and configuring our MikroTik router side essential work. Open Windows 10 PC. This is my Windows 10 PC in EVAN-G platform. Now open the MikroTik router to configure the VLANs, assigning IPs to VLAN interfaces and DHCP server for inter-VLAN routing. Double click on Winbox. This is my MikroTik router. Connect. I have reset this MikroTik router to its default configuration. This is fairly very simple configuration with just two interfaces. One is designated to WAN and the second interface is designated to LAN. Let's rename the interfaces first for easy to identify the interfaces during the MikroTik configuration. Click on Interfaces. In MikroTik router, the Ethernet 1 is always designated to WAN by default and other port are designated to LAN, and I am using Ethernet 2 as a LAN port. So I would rename the Ethernet 1 to WAN. Double click on Ethernet 1. Change the name to WAN and click OK. Same likewise, rename the Ethernet 2 to LAN. Ethernet 2, change it to LAN. Click on OK. Now configure the VLAN interfaces on the Ethernet 2 or LAN port for each subnet. Click on VLAN tab. Click on the Add button. And in the General tab, type the name that should be expressive. For example, this is for my VLAN 10. Type is VLAN is fine. I would recommend enabling the ARP for L2 monitoring. Tag the VLAN ID, that is 10. Now select the interface and this should be LAN interface and then click on OK. Repeat the same for other VLANs. Click on the Add button. Type the name that should be expressive. For example, this is VLAN 20. Type is VLAN and I would recommend enabling the ARP for L2 monitoring. Tag the VLAN ID, that is 20. Select the interface and this should be the LAN interface and then click on OK. Now assign the IP addresses to VLAN interfaces for each network. Go to IP. Click on the addresses. And in the addresses list, click on the Add button. Type the VLAN 10 interface IP and that is 10.10.10.1/24 and this will become a gateway IP and in the interface select VLAN 10 and click on OK. Now repeat the same for VLAN 20. Click on Add button. Type the VLAN 20 interface IP and that is 10.10.20.1/24 and this will become a gateway IP in the VLAN 20 subnet and in the interface select VLAN 20 interface and click on OK. We have completed the VLANs part and now let's configure the DHCP server for our VLANs. Of course, we configure the DHCP server in the same way as any network. Go to IP, click on the DHCP server and click on the DHCP setup. Select the DHCP server interface, VLAN 10 and then click on Next. The DHCP address network is fine. It's 10.10.10.0/24 for my VLAN 10. Automatically learned from the interface. Click on Next. The gateway for the DHCP network is picked up from the interface IP address, which is fine. Click on Next. DHCP address range, I would like to start from 100 to 200. 10.10.10.100 to 200. Click on Next. To set the DNS server, I would specify Google DNS, type 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4 and click on Next. Now set the DHCP lease time or leave the default is fine. Click on Next and click on OK. Now repeat the same for VLAN 20. Click on the DHCP setup. Select the DHCP server interface, which is VLAN 20. Click on Next. The DHCP address network is fine. It's 10.10.20.0/24. It's automatically learned from the interface. Click on the Next. The gateway for the DHCP network is picked up from the interface IP address, which is fine. Click on Next. DHCP address range, I would like to start from 100 to 200. 10.10.20.100 to 200. Next. To set the DNS server, I would specify Google DNS and click on Next. Now set the DHCP lease time or leave it to default is fine. Click on Next and click on OK. Now we have to create a NAT rule for allowing internet from both VLANs. Go to IP, click on the firewall, click on the NAT tab, and then click on the Add button. In the General tab, the chain is source NAT is fine. In the source address, type the VLAN 10 network, which is 10.10.10.0/24. And in the out interface, select WAN interface. Click on the action tab and set the action to masquerade. Click on OK. Repeat the same for VLAN 20. Click on Add. In the General tab, source NAT chain is fine. In the source address, type VLAN 20 network, and that is 10.10.20.0/24. In the out interface, select WAN interface. Click on the action tab and set the action to masquerade. Click on OK. To ensure that our configuration of VLANs, DHCP and Inter-VLAN routing is functioning correctly, we will conduct a series of tests, including verifying VLAN assignment, checking DHCP address allocation, and testing connectivity between devices across different VLANs. Open PC2 to check if they are assigning network settings from the DHCP server running on the MikroTik Firewall. This is my PC number 2 in VLAN 10. Open. First check the IP address, type show IP. There is no IP address assigned by the DHCP server. Type IP space DHCP, hit enter. To perform the DORA process, discover, offer, request, and acknowledge is a 4-step method used by the DHCP to assign IP addresses to devices on a network. Now type show IP, show space IP, hit enter, and verify the DHCP assigned IP address settings should be in the same range. Perfect. Now check the same settings on the VLAN 20 site. Open PC 5. This is my VLAN 20 site. Click on PC number 5. Check the IP address first. Type show IP. Hit enter. Now type IP space DHCP and hit enter to perform the DORA process. Now type show space IP and verify that DHCP assigned IP address settings should be in the same range. Perfect. Now note down the VLAN 10 site IP address on PC2. It's 10.10.10.199. On PC number 5 on VLAN 20 site, type ping space 10.10.10.199 and hit enter. To check the connectivity, and yes, it's also working fine. Check the same on the PC2 site on VLAN 10. Type ping space 10.10.20.200 to my VLAN 20 site to check the connectivity, and yes, it's also working fine. Now go back to our MikroTik firewall and check the IP leases to our DHCP client. Go to IP, DHCP server, and then on leases tab. Here you may check the IP leases to DHCP clients residing in VLAN 10 and VLAN 20. Now our internal VLANs, IP address assigned to VLANs via DHCP and Inter-VLAN routing, everything is working skillfully. You may also verify the internet connectivity. Type ping space, type the public IP address, it's 8.8.8. On VLAN 10 side, yes, internet is working. And on VLAN 20 side, type ping space 8.8.8. Internet is also working on VLAN 10 and VLAN 20 both sides. Now I would like to give you a precise brief on static routing. Let me switch to my network scenario. We have a MikroTik router and firewall setup in our office network, which is connected to various internal switches and VLANs. However, you also need to access a remote site router located in the different network, and that is not part of our internal infrastructure. To enable communication with this remote router, you will need to configure a static route in your MikroTik. This involves two steps. First, identify the remote network. Determine the IP address and subnet of the remote network that you need to access, and that is 10.10.30.0/24, and configure the gateway. Before adding a static route in the MikroTik firewall, you must define the gateway that connects to the remote router. This is typically the IP address of the router on the local network that can reach the remote site, and that is interface Ethernet 1/0 with the IP address of 10.10.1.2/24. We have to make certain that we have properly configured R2 earlier. R2 has two interfaces. One is connected to our local network, and the second interface is connected to the remote side network. I have already configured R2 to save the time, and now verify the configuration. Now switch back to our MikroTik firewall to configure static routes. Let me close all the tabs. Close. Go to the IP, then click on routes. Here you can define the static and can see the dynamic routes. Click on the add button. In the general tab, type the destination address, which is 10.10.30.0/24, and enter the gateway, which is my directly connected hop IP address, and it's 10.10.1.2. Leave all the settings to its default and click on OK. You could see that 10.10.1.2 is reachable over the LAN. Now testing the connectivity after configuring the static route by pinging to the remote side network. This will confirm that the routing is set up correctly. Open CMD. Type ping space 10.10.30.10. This is the IP address of the remote site secure PC1. Hit enter if all goes well. And yes, I am getting ICMP replies. Now check the same network connectivity from the remote site. Open the secure PC1. And type ping space 10.10.1.10. This is the IP address of my Windows 10 PC1 on my VLAN 1 site. Hit enter. And yes, network connectivity to and from the local and remote offices side is working splendidly. We have successfully configured our local network with VLANs, DHCP and Inter-VLAN routing using Cisco switches, routers and MikroTik router and firewall. Additionally, we established a static route to our remote site, allowing our internal network to communicate with an external router. This setup ensures efficient traffic management within our organization while providing necessary access to remote resources. Alright, that is all for the now. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to sharing more of my journey with you all. If you want to see more awesome training content, make sure you click that subscribe button. Click it so you don't miss it. Or if you have any issues or questions, you can reach out to me and I'd be happy to help you out. Thank you.